pull up what Tom Homan's been doing, as well as what's been happening with the border since he's been in. So is this him explaining what's this clip about, Rob?
This is him responding to Meet the Press. This is where Meet the Press questions the effects on the economy of mass deportations. And then I also have Tom Homan responding to the Selena Gomez clip that we played earlier.
Which Selena Gomez was crying and emotional, and then he responds to. But the reality of it is, if you want to play this clip, go for it, Rob. How long is it? Let me see how long it is.
1 minute 30.
Okay, go for it.
Don't know if you've had a chance to see a video that has been going viral over the past hour or so. We're still working to clear it and show it. In fact, the Hollywood celebrity who posted it has now deleted it, I think because probably she faced a lot of backlash for it, noting even the New York Times and Fox News polls show that a majority of American respondents are in favor of deportations of criminals and gang members. She posted a video sobbing. She was crying in it. She said, "All my people are getting attacked," with the picture of a Mexican flag. Again, she has now taken that down. But what do you say to those who are out there saying that these are everyday people, these are families that are being attacked and dragged out of their homes? How do you respond to that?
I don't think we arrested any families. We've arrested public safety threats and national security threats, bottom line. And look, President Trump won the election on this one issue, securing our border and saving lives. What happened on our southern border last 4 years is the biggest national security threat this country's seen, at least in my lifetime, because we got over 2 million known gotaways. We got a 600% increase in sex trafficking. We got a record number of terrorists crossing the border on the terrorist watch list. We have 250,000 Americans die from fentanyl coming across the open border. We're going to do this job, and we're going to enforce the laws of this country. If they don't like it, then go to Congress and change the law. We're going to do this operational apology. We're going to make our community safer. We're going to save. Once we lock that border on continuous operation, you're going to see fentanyl deaths decrease, illegal alien crime decrease, sex trafficking decrease. It's just all for the good of this nation, and we're going to keep going. No apologies. We're moving forward.
How do you not love this guy?
What do you mean? He's the best.
How do you not love this guy?
Unapologetic.
I mean, that's the part about him where, isn't there one where Dr. Phil went with him on one, Rob? I think there is.
Was that Chicago, where they walked around Chicago?
Yeah, if you have one, he's talking to this guy, and he's, I found it. It's right here.
It's like Marshawn
that's
Lynch.
one, Rob, if you want to play this clip. Watch how the guy talks.
Is that?
No.
What's your name?
Wait a minute, pause it. Did you say Marshawn Lynch?
It looked to me,
It
I
looks
thought
like
it
a
was
Hispanic
Marshawn
Lynch.
Lynch.
I'm sorry, I was about to
I don't know
lose
if they're
it.
going to kick him out of the
Hang on.
country,
I
but
don't
the
wanna
Seattle
laugh.
Seahawks will lose that guy right about now.
Play the clip, Rob. I was about to laugh hard. Go play the clip.
Sorry.
Seda what? You have a first and last name.
Lower audio a little bit.
Seda Sam?
Yes.
Where are you from?
Where I was born or where I'm from?
Where are you born?
Thailand.
Thailand.
You've been deported before from the United States?
No.
Never been deported?
But I've been in the system before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What have you been charged with
Charged where?
before?
I'm not going to say that. I'm going to talk to my lawyer.
Smart man.
Yeah. Are you a citizen?
My mom's a citizen.
Your mother's a citizen?
Yes.
But you're not?
Nope.
But you've never been deported before?
We got the Phil. We got Dr. Phil.
Oh, he just realized.
Yeah?
Who he is.
How do you know me?
No, I seen Dr. Phil, on TV.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Tom Homan over there.
Yep.
Well, this is an example of sanctuary cities, right? We got an illegal alien convicted of sex crimes involving children.
Are you kidding me?
No,
He's walking
this is
the streets of
he's
Chicago.
just checking it out.
Again, the downfall, the problem with the sanctuary city, that people like us walking the street rather than local law enforcement working with federal agents. This is what we're dealing with. Yeah. You've been charged with sex crimes with children?
Not really.
Not really.
Not really?
Really?
And never been deported?
Nope.
Huh. Let's take them in and process them, lock them up.
Got it, sir.
All right. Can you get a transport vehicle?
Working on it. Okay.
I just gotta love Tom Homan.
Oh,
He reminds me of a drill sergeant. It's like,
Yes.
nah, go for a 6-mile run.
Yeah.
Be back. No, don't like what you guys did. Tom, thoughts?
I'll tell you my thoughts. Everybody watch that.
look at the methodical way that it's taking place. They're not sweeping through malls saying you, and you, and putting you in the zip tie handcuffs. They're going place to place, starting with, what did Tom Homan said? We're going to start with the worst that we know that have record. And they're doing it. And they're doing it methodically. And they're doing it humanely. So everybody that wants to say all these things and spin it and pre-spin it and come with fear, bring me the facts. Just bring me the facts. You know, words talk and emotions talk, but numbers scream. And the numbers that's on that rap sheet are significant. And take a look at that. That's being done in a methodical, humane way.
And not only that, that's what American people want. We got to get rid of these criminals in the streets.
Do it the right way.
I saw a lady is like, look, I saw them coming to my community, and one guy who was a congressman or senator is like, look, I don't want them coming to Washington. I want them to come to my city.
Yeah.
When is Homan coming to our city to come and clean it up? Because we want you to come over here, right?
Yeah.
Now people are like wanting this.
Yeah.
Who's next? Can you come to our city next? Can you come to our city next? Rob, what is this here, by the way?
This is the construction on the southern border wall being restarted after Trump was elected president.
You want to play that clip? How did it start on day one, Rob? Do you know?
I'll have to look. This was this week. I don't know the exact date.
And where is this? Is this around Nancy Pelosi's home to make it safe, or is this on the border? Where is this?
This is on the border. Let me look. It's
Don't you just love that sound? There's so many jokes. I know. Like, that sound comes with 3 jokes.
But isn't it okay? Like, doesn't it bother you, Ro, that like this past 4 years, this complete open border policy that the Biden administration and Alejandro Mayorkas, he's one of my favorites, have purposely done. The fact that on day 1, day 2, day 3, you're seeing these people, they know where all of them are. Didn't they just locate 75,000 children that have been missing that they have found like that? So that means the past administration knew where they were. They knew this entire time where all these people are. And I think we're getting less flack, Pat, this time because Trump knows he has these 4 years and he's gone. Nobody even cares about the silly, all the tears, all the liberal tears, all these fake out-of-touch Hollywood people could cry as much as they want. It's not going to work. And I wanted to ask you, Ro, like besides open border policy, which I'm not saying you, because I actually respect the hell out of you, what the other side and the Gavin Newsoms and all these people are like, come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. And then you have Gavin Newsom making it illegal to even ask for an ID for people to vote in California. Isn't that inviting illegals to come to a state where they're like, hey, listen, come here, we'll give you everything, and you can vote. And if anybody even attempts to ask for your ID, it's illegal.
Look, we got to, first, I'm not going to defend the previous administration's border policy. I mean, it's obviously, the New York Times came out with a report that said 8 million people came across without any paperwork. Yeah. Obviously, we made mistakes. I mean, the administration made mistakes, and there needed to be more secure border. Now, they had a tough hand because with Title 42 during COVID, it was a total blanket ban on immigration, and the courts said that you can't have Title 42 after COVID, but they should have been prepared, and there should have been more security in terms of the border. And my view is the Democratic Party going forward is going to do that. I think that's how you, and if we're going to deport sex offenders and criminals, I'm all for that. My fear is, and maybe I'll be proven wrong, but there are genuinely people in this country who are not criminals, who are not sex offenders, who did come here illegally in terms of it was a crime when they crossed, but they did that 15 years ago, 10 years ago, and they're now paying taxes, and they're part of the community, and they've got kids in school. Some of them are dreamers. I hope that there can be humanity and compassion for them, not because, we need them to pick the crops, just because we're a humane country. And if people are here for decades and where kids are in school, then in my view that there can be a humanity there, but there first has to have the border be secure and get the criminals deported.
Rob, if you can play this. I thought Vinny was going here with the Harris Faulkner clip. If you can play this clip with her.
This was it, Pat.
Yeah, go for it.
Now, the second wave that Tom Homan, the borders are for, Trump has told me about, and all of this will focus on those missing children, hundreds of thousands of them that we know. And that number has started to already come down, Emily, from 300,000. So they've found about 75 to 80,000 of those kids already. If they can get the list of these guys, 4 full days in office for Trump, If they can get the list of where some of those kids have been, and they've been identifying it, since the election, going after them and trying to find those little ones, what in the world was Biden's administration doing? What was Secretary of Homeland Mayorkas doing when he said to the committees on Capitol Hill, we don't know where those kids are, I'll look into it?
Sure.
No, dude, you obviously had a better way to find them, and you didn't do your job. I can't believe they impeached him and didn't remove him.
By the way, it's almost as if somebody benefited from looking away.
Weird. Isn't that weird?
Well, but because if they can do it in 4 days, you couldn't do it in 4 years. Now, the people that are sitting and asking those weird questions, you got to kind of give them some credit and say, why didn't you do it? Why didn't you do it? Why did you look away? Why didn't you get to it? This is kids we're talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about kids here, right? So why weren't you a little bit more proactive? Why would you think anybody, left, right, or center, forget politics? What percentage of Democrats, Republicans, or independents, how they vote? If we had a conversation right now, there's a room of 100 people, okay? Left, right, center. You don't know how they voted in 2020 or 2024. What percentage of the 100 people that have kids wouldn't be for finding out those 75,000? What percentage?
100% would be for that. And
without a doubt, unless you have a mental problem.
But you understand what I'm saying? Like that. But so watch this. That's the part where I sit and think to myself, if they did it in 4 days, you couldn't have done it in 4 years?
I don't know the details on this, but look, I mean, the facts as you're presenting them don't look good. But I think we need to know. I think it's perfectly appropriate for Mayorkas to come before Congress and explain why he couldn't get it done. Maybe there is an explanation. Look, I'm not, but he certainly owes people an explanation on what explains that.
Do you know, in business, if you need 4 years to protect the border and the safety of people, you would never have 4 years. You'd be fired after 90 days. You'd be fired after 180 days. You had 4 years with a blank check. The U.S. government's a blank check. We keep paying more money to them. What do you need? You couldn't figure this part out? Now, by the way, this is the kind of stuff that, in the free market, you would get sued. Literally, a business gets sued and they have to pay fines. How many times do you hear about businesses having to pay fines? XYZ have to pay this fine. XYZ have to pay. Well, how about the opposite side? How come 4 years you didn't protect these? These kids permanently are damaged. We've seen these movies. We've seen the documentaries. They're permanently damaged. For a lot of these, for the rest of their lives, when they want to get back in a relationship and a man touches them, they feel and they go back to what happened when they were kids. That's permanent damage. When you go through it, you're like, hey, how am I going to handle this? You hear stories like this. So I don't know. Again, like you said, we don't know the numbers. She's saying what Tom Homan told her, that they found 75 to 80. And when that number comes out and we see it, because so far it said they've deported how many? 1,000, right?
1,000.
The numbers we saw right now was 1,000. The one that you play the clip with the Fox News clip on the screen, it showed 1,000. If they found 75, and that can be proven, that may be the number one biggest black eye on the previous administration. Number one by a mile.
Okay, listen. There's over 350,000 missing children, okay? And I hope they find as many as they can. But Pat, you mentioned we watch all these documentaries and stuff. The other side, when Sound of Freedom, which was one of the great movies to expose sex, child trafficking, how much press did the left give it? How much mainstream press did anybody know about that movie? Did you? Did you see it anywhere? No. It was small, independent things. It's almost as if they don't want to know, as if pedophilia, sex trafficking, slave labor isn't a thing. So there has to be something nefarious if you're turning a blind eye to children, okay? To children. I can care about all the other stuff, insider trading, whatever. It's not illegal. They're going to keep doing it, okay? But when it comes to children, that's one of my biggest problems is that fact. And Alejandro Mayorkas is sitting in front of Congress, where I'm pretty sure you saw him just with a grin, smiling, meaning knowing he's untouchable, and these poor souls have been destroyed. That drives me crazy. That drives me nuts. And what he's going to get away with it. He was like, you know what he just said last week? He's like, I was getting orders. Joe Biden and them told me. Nobody's going to get in trouble for it. Nobody. And those kids are freaking ruined for the rest of their lives.
I was just following orders. How German.
Yeah. No crap.
Well,
So
could it be that, remember the story we talked about with Mike Johnson? How he basically says, hey, I need to get some time with President Biden. Hey, and then
Very
all
wise.
the handlers
Yep.
were in there. And he, Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, eventually got time with President Biden. And he goes, hey, just explain to me what's going on with the drilling and the oil and all that. And as he recanted, he basically said, no, Joe Biden, I didn't approve that. I was just signing a bill to or a document to just do investigation, exploration. And he goes, well, no, sir, forgive me. That's actually not what it was. And then all the handlers were trying to get in the room. What if Joe Biden potentially didn't know maybe what he was signing and doing? There's been some rumors that Joe Biden isn't all there.
Yeah,
I don't know if you heard that. What if that Mayorkas or whoever, when there's smoke, there's fire. This is all very weird. And you said 100%. I always say, don't say 100%. Any reasonable person wants to protect kids. So I'm seeing this. I'm like, what's going on? That Sound of Freedom, I saw the movie. And before I saw it, we saw the articles. This is a QAnon conspiracy
exactly
theorist.
from the left.
I was like, all right, like, let me see the movie and judge for myself. I was like, it just seems like this guy wants to help kids.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Yep.
So there's weird stuff going on,
Yeah.
and all these questions are very reasonable.
Well, I mean, look, again, these are things that I have a feeling if anyone's going to expose more of it, it's going to be these guys. Just listen, it's only been, today's what?
A week.
20.
It's been literally a week.
The
It's been
morning
one
of
week.
day
8 days.
As of 1 hour, it's been 7 days, guys. So just, we got, is it 8 days? No, 8 days. Yeah, 8 days.
days a week.
We raised $108,000. We send the money already to California. We've sent, I think, 6 families $5,000 apiece that me and Vinny individually called, FaceTimed, and we spoke to them. The stories are, I wish we raised $50 million to send the money out there, but we only did $108,000 of sale that they would merge. We are still calling families. If you have anybody that's gone through something, send me directly a Manek with your phone number and their phone number. Tell me as much detail as possible. We're FaceTiming people and just let them know that we're sending money over their way. And then the money is getting sent out. Once we give the details to the individuals, money gets sent out to their account. You can connect any one of us. You send it to Adam, to Vinny, to me, to Tom. It's going to end up coming back to me anyway. So whatever guys that you send this to, they'll send it to me. We'll make the phone calls. I think today's the last day we're doing it to send the money out to the folks in California. They're still going through it. That's one. Make sure you do that. Number 2 is on the cigar lounge that a lot of you guys have been wanting to be a member of. We have had our manager now there for the last, I think, 90 days or so. The place is looking amazing. We're going to launch it in the month of March, but it's a private cigar line. So for those of you that are in South Florida and you want to find out how to become a member, text the word cigar to 310-340-1132. Again, text the word cigar to 310-340-1132. One of our representatives will get a hold of you in the month of February to tell you all about it, but make sure you text the word cigar to 310-340-1132. We're opening up the comedy club, the cigar lounge, to 2 bars. We got the liquor license. We got the whole thing. We'll be opening up here soon. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.